Well, dear students, here is a master maths for you masters. Well, dear students, let's move to the second exercise of vector algebra. So before we go to this video, please make sure that you have watched the previous videos which I have sent you people. Okay, so if you are perfect or if you are clear in that, then only you can make a perfect concept or make a perfect idea about this second exercise. Anyway, let's move to the, I hope you are all clear about that concept, so let's make a further moves. Okay, so now the second exercise, in the second exercise the first question is like this. So have a look at this, dear students. Compute the magnitude of the following vectors. Compute the following of magnitude vectors means you have to find out the magnitude, means length of the following vectors, the vectors which they have given. So here are the vectors like this. They have given the three vectors. The first one is vector A is equal to I plus j plus k, and vector B is equal to 2i minus 7j minus 3k, and vector C is equal to 1 by root 3 I 1 by root 3 I, 1 by root 3 j, and 1 by root 3, sorry, minus 1 by root 3 k. Okay. So dear students, they are asking here to find out the magnitude. So I hope you already know what's the magnitude of a given vectors. What's the magnitude of the given vectors? If the given vectors vector r is equal to, if the given vectors vector r is equal to xi plus yj plus zk, then magnitude of vector r is equal to, what's the magnitude of vector r? Root of x square plus y square plus z square, correct? Yes. So now let's move to the solution for that. I hope you are able to solve that, or before I do that, better you do. Okay, let us see once. So the given vectors are like this. The first one is, second one and third one, A, B and C, given three vectors. Let us have a look at this formulas. What's the magnitude of r? That is root of x square plus y square plus z square. Okay, therefore may I expect from you what's the magnitude of vector A? Yes, the magnitude of vector A is root 3. Similarly, what's the magnitude of vector B? Here, in the magnitude of vector A, before you find out magnitude of vector A, in the vector A, what's the value of x? The value of x is equal to here 1, and value of C, x is 1, y is also 1, and z is also 1. So therefore, the magnitude of vector A is equal to root of 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square is equal to root 3. Similarly, may I expect what will be the magnitude of vector B? So here x is equal to 2, y is equal to minus 7, z is equal to minus 3. Therefore, the magnitude of vector B is equal to root of 2 square plus minus 7 square plus minus 3 square. We get root of 62. Similarly, we get the magnitude of vector C is equal to, please do yours of this one, that is 1. Okay, so well, let's move to the second question. The second question is like this. So this is the question. It's in front of you. Write two different vectors having the same magnitude. Write two different vectors having the same magnitude. What is the meaning of this question? So please understand the meaning of question first. Don't be hurry. First try to understand what they are asking. So based on that, make a further movement. Okay. So now let's see here. Write two different vectors. Means you have to write the two vectors. Your own, whichever you want you can write. Okay, write two different vectors having same magnitude, but the condition they have given, what's the condition? That both should be the same magnitude. Andre the length samanagirebeku. So how to write it is very simple. First fix yourself any one vector, whichever vector you want to write on. Okay, let us move. Whichever vector you want to write. Let me write here vector A is equal to 3i plus j minus k. Whatever you want you can write. Okay, then vector A is equal to this one, then what will be magnitude of vector A? Magnitude of vector A is equal to root of 3 square means 9, 1 square means 1, plus minus 1 square means also 1. So it is equal to root 11, correct? So the magnitude and the length of vector A is equal to root 11 you need. I want next one more vector which is the same magnitude. So which one will be, anyone can you predict? Very simple, dear students. Write on the same matrix, but it has to move in the other direction or opposite direction, whatever you want you can write. Okay, so I mean just replace the signs or numbers, coefficients of I, j and k. Just replace, just change the sign or numbers of the I and j. Now see here, 3i is there, 1j is there. I'll write 1i, 3j I'll write. Minus k you can, or plus k I'll write. Now check it out, what's the magnitude of vector b? Root of 1 square is 1, 3 square is 9, 1 square is 1. Yes. So you got the same magnitude. So decide yourself first any one vector, dear students. Next, write on the another vector which has the coefficients of x, y and z. Just replace values of the first vector, whatever value you have taken the first, just replace the signs or numbers of that particular given vectors, coefficients of I and j. So here let me take any one. I have taken here a is equal to I minus 2j plus 4k. So let us check it. What's the magnitude of this one is root 21. Then what will be the, whatever here 3 different or many you can make it is. So I'm taking it as a 2i just here. Here 2j is there, just I made it as 2i. Here 1i is there, I made it 1j. Minus 4 plus 4k is the minus 4k. So this is a new vector which has the same magnitude. There is no doubt you will be getting the magnitude of that will be same only. You will be getting the magnitude of that will be the same only. Okay. I hope it's clear, dear students. Okay, now let's move to the next question. Third question. So before we just see here, vector, they have given vector A and B are two different vectors. Yes, no doubt. Both they are the different vectors. Both are the different direction. But the magnitude is same. The magnitude is the same. Okay, let's move to third question. Third question is like this. Write two different vectors. Write two different vectors having the same direction. Here you see the difference of the second and third question. Second question, magnitude should be the same. Don't bother about the direction. Direction can be in the opposite or whatever way it wants. But the third one is magnitude, you no need to bother, but that should be in the same direction. Same direction. So already in the types of vectors we have discussed. There is one vector which has the same direction, that we call it as a collinear vector. Correct? The vectors which are in the same direction, that we call it is a collinear vectors, with irrespective of their magnitude and irrespective of their magnitude. Okay. So the thing is here, how to find out the collinear vectors? That's also we have discussed. What's that? First, take any one vector. Let me take here any one vector. Vector A is equal to I plus 3j plus 4k. Then I want one collinear vector to this. So there is one formula we have discussed. Vector B is said to be collinear to vector A when it is multiplied by any one of scalar. Correct? A vector A ಗೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ನಂಬರ್ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಮಲ್ಟಿಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಹೊಸ ವೆಕ್ಟರು ಸೇಮ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಬಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಇಟ್ 3 vector A. Just make it as a 3 into vector A. So what do you get? 3i plus 9j plus 12k. Yeah. This is a hosa vector. This is a new vector where it is a collinear to the old vector with a different magnitude. They are not asking you about yours magnitude. They are asking you yours direction should be the same. Having should be the same direction. Okay, this is the way you can write it. See, just let us have a look at this. I have taken vector P as a I plus j plus k. So now I want a new vector which is collinear to vector P. Correct? Which is collinear to vector P. So before we let us find out the direction of the vector P is, direction means which direction, angles with respect to x, y and z axis we have to find out. So direction cosines means cos alpha with respect to x axis, that is L. L is equal to cos alpha, correct? So what's the formula? Cos alpha is equal to x divided by magnitude of r, correct? This is we have discussed in the class. Cos alpha is equal to x divided by magnitude of r. This all you no need to, not necessary this you have to write for if they ask one mass. Okay, when they are asking you to write the different vectors with the same direction, just this is the way if you present enough. So now let me take cos alpha is equal to 1 by root 3, cos beta is equal to also same formula. What's that? Y by magnitude of r 1 by root 3. This is the angle what I got for the vector P, correct? This is the direction what I got for the vector P. For the vector P, I have got the direction cosines are 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3 and 1 by root 3. Now I want the new vector which should be the same direction. So how to find out the new vector which will be in the same direction? Very simple, as already said. Just multiply by one value to the given vector P. I have multiplied here by 2. You want if you can multiply by 3 or 4 or minus 1, minus 2. No need to bother about its magnitude. If you have doubt, just let us check its direction. Cosines means cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma. Here is your cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma of vector q. See, the cos alpha is 1 by root 3, cos beta is 1 by root 3, cos gamma is 1 by root 3. Therefore, the vectors P and vector Q both have the same direction except its magnitude. Since they didn't ask about its magnitude, so you don't bother, just make both of their direction is same. So how to make the both of direction same means just write any two collinear vectors, then automatically that two will be the same direction. How to write collinear vector means already we have discussed. So vector B is equal to any scalar number into the our old vector, then that old vector and the new vector which you got after multiplying, that both will be the collinear to each other. And if you want 4 means, suppose more means, for the 2 or 3 months if they ask me, just find out the direction cosines means cos alpha, cos beta and cos gamma of the both the vectors. How to find out cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma? Already we know, that is discussed in the formula, that is L is equal to x by magnitude of r, m is equal to x by magnitude of, y by magnitude of r, and n is equal to z by magnitude of r. Yes, dear students? Okay, let's move to the next concept. So the next concept, the next problem is like this, dear students. Find the values of x and y. Find the values of x and y so that the vectors 2i plus 3z and xi plus yz are equal. So they have given here two vectors. Can you please just have a look at this? They are given the two vectors, which are the 2i plus 3z, xi plus yz. Okay, what they are asking, find the values of x and y. Find the values of x and y, whereas both their vectors, this vector and this vectors are equal. Means xi plus yj is equal to 2i plus 3j. Okay, we know this. It's a very silly point, silly concept, I feel. Okay, which you know already clearly. So any two vectors, if you want to say equal means, what's the condition? Corresponding element should be equal. Corresponding element should be equal. Therefore here x is equal to 2, y is equal to 3. It's finished. This is the way we are going to find out. So see, the required values of x and y are 2 and 3 respectively. This is the way we are going to find it. Okay, now let's move to the next question. The fifth question is like this. Find the scalar and vector components of the vector with initial point 2, 1 and terminal point -5, 7. Please, dear students, read once again the question clearly before you solve any problems. Have a clear idea about the question, what they are asking. Okay, the question is like this. Once again, I'm going to read it. It's in front of you only. Find the scalar and vector. Find the scalar and vector components. Find the scalar and vector components of the vector with initial point. They are given 2 points. One is initial point and another one is terminal point. Dear students, already we know that to find out the vector components of P, Q or AB or whatever it is, compulsory we must have the clear idea about its initial point and terminal point, correct? So here they are given initial point and the terminal point. Okay, so now find out the scalar and vector components of the vector they are asking. Find the scalar and vector components of the vector. That means we need to find out here new vector. So we need to find a new vector means that new vector. If I take it as vector, if I take P as a 2, 1 and Q as a -5, 7, the new vector, that means PQ I need to find out. So PQ, vector PQ I need to find out. In the vector PQ, which is the initial point here, students, P is initial point and Q is terminal point. So how to find out vector PQ? Terminal point minus initial point, correct? This is the formula. Yes or no? Yes. So let us find out this. Here the vector P is with the 2, 1 and the Q is -5, 7. So I need to find out vector PQ. So vector PQ is equal to initial point, so terminal point, that is OQ, projection vector of Q and minus projection vector of P. So that is PQ vector PQ is equal to, I got finally -7 plus 6j, -5 -2 means terminal point minus initial point of coefficient of I, terminal point minus initial point of coefficient of j. So I got vector PQ is equal to -7i plus 6j. Okay, so the required, now the question is what they are asking, find the scalar components. So vector I got here PQ is equal to I got here. PQ is equal to I got, what is that? Minus 7I plus 6j, correct? Plus 6j. So since I got here minus 7I plus 6j, already we have discussed the components of the vectors. Here they are asking two kinds of components. One is scalar components, another one is vector components. So scalar components means what? The coefficient of I and j. So minus 7 and 6 are the scalar components. This is scalar components. Okay, similarly vector components means along with I and j. Vector components are, sorry dear students, here put a comma. Vector components are minus 7i, comma, plus 6j. Minus 7i plus 6j. This is your vector components. Okay, so next move to the next concept, that is find the sum of vectors. Find the sum of vectors. So the sum of vector, find sum of vector is the given vectors first. The given vectors are like this. Vector A is equal to I minus 2j plus k, and vector B is equal to minus 2i plus 4j plus 5k, and vector C is equal to I minus 6j plus minus 7k. So already we have discussed how to add the, in the property we have discussed correct, addition of the vectors. How to add the vectors? Very simple. So vectors can be added by the corresponding elements of the given vectors. The corresponding elements means the coefficient of I will be added to the coefficient of I of B, vector B, and the coefficient of I of vector C. So these three vectors coefficients of I, J, K, corresponding elements we have to add, then we get the vector types. So vector A plus B plus C is equal to, here it is a 1, here it is a minus 2, here it is a 1. So 1 minus 2 plus 1. And next, here it's a minus 2, coefficients of J I'm taking now. Minus 2 plus 4 minus 6. Minus 2 plus 4 minus 6. Similarly, coefficients of K I'm taking 1 plus 5 minus 7. So finally I got here, the answer is minus 4j minus k. That means vector A plus B plus C. Vector A plus B plus C is equal to, I got minus 4j minus k. Okay.